All right, this video will finish up our review of Test 4, the Test 4 review. So we'll do questions 18, 19, and 20 in this video. And what we're doing here is we're solving for systems of linear equations. And I am only going to use the elimination and the substitution methods in this video. You could also do the graphing method if you get some graph paper. But I'm going to mainly stick with the elimination and substitution. I want to show you how I know whether I'm going to use elimination or substitution. I prefer substitution, but there's one way I know that I cannot do substitution. If I divide the number in front of the y by the number in front of the x, okay, I'm going to get 3/4. If that's not a whole number, then substitution is going to be difficult, okay? I can also try dividing 4 divided by 3, also not a whole number. That's going to make it difficult. I'm going to try dividing 9 by 2. That does not give me a whole number. If I divide 2 by 9, that also doesn't give me a whole number. Therefore, this whole problem, this would be a real mess with a lot of fractions if I tried to use substitution. However, I can always use elimination. So here's what I want. I either want to turn my smaller, so if I look at my y's, I can see that in front of my y I have a positive 9 and I have a negative 3. And I ask myself, is there something that I can multiply by the smaller number, the negative 3, so that it equals the 9 but with an opposite sign? So this is a positive 9 and I would want this to be a negative 9. Is it easy to turn this negative 3 into a negative 9? It is. I can multiply it by 3. I can also do the same thing over here with the x's. If I look at the 4 and look at the 2, so I want to know, can I turn a 2 easily into a 4? And if the answer is yes, which it is, I would want this 2 to become a negative 4, because this is a positive 4, so I would want this 2 to become a negative 4. Can I easily turn this 2 into a negative 4? Yes, if I multiply by negative 2. So this is a very easy candidate for elimination. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the negative 3 into a negative 9. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to multiply the left side of this equation by 3, and I'm going to multiply this 1 over here by 3, okay? And that's going to give me so I'm going to distribute 3 times 4x gives me 12x, and 3 times negative 3y gives me minus 9y equals 3 times 1 is 3. And so I've just multiplied the entire equation by 3. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down this other equation and put it under it. I'm going to put the 2x here. I'm going to put the plus 9y here. And I'm going to put the 18 right here. And now all I have to do is add. 12x plus 2x is 14x. Negative 9y plus 9y is 0, so those eliminate. Equals 3 plus 18 is 21. Now to solve for x here, I'm going to divide by 14 on both sides. And that's going to give me x is equal to 21 over 14. Now this can be reduced. If you key this into a calculator, it might, well, maybe not, it'll give you a decimal. But 21 is divisible by 7, and that'll give me a 3. And 14 is also divisible by 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2. So x is equal to 3 over 2. So I'm going to put 3 over 2 here, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 3 over 2 and I'm going to plug it in for an x in one of the two equations. This one looks pretty easy. If I put a 3 over 2 here, the 2 will cancel the denominator. So I'm going to do 2 times 3 over 2, because x is equal to 3 over 2. Then plus 9y is equal to 18. Okay? Well, 2 times 3 over 2, 2 cancels the 2, and that leaves a 3. Another way to do it is 2 times 3 is 6. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. Any way you look at it, this equals 3. So I have 3 plus 9y equals 18. Now I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, and I get 9y is equal to, this cancels over here, okay? 18 minus 3 is 15. Now I'm going to divide by 9 on both sides, and I get y is equal to 15 over 9. Now 15 over 9 can be reduced. 15 can be divided by 3, and 9 can also be divided by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5 in the numerator, and 9 divided by 3 is 3 in the denominator. And so y is equal to 5 over 3. All right, now number 19 here, actually we can do substitution, and so I'm going to. And we have two choices. You know you can do substitution if one of your variables it has a coefficient of 1. So this x has a 1 in front of it, and so this will be easy to do substitution. This y also has a 1 in front of it, and so that would be easy to do substitution. So I can pick either one. So I'm going to do substitution using the numerator, I'm going to do substitution where I take the top equation and solve for x. I could also take the bottom equation and solve for y, but either way will work out. So in the top solution, or top equation, all I have to do, here let me write this, x plus 2y equals 12. And if I subtract 2y from both sides, minus 2y, it cancels on the left, and I get x is equal to 12 minus 2y. And now what I do is I take my other equation, 5 times x plus y, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this x right here with what x is equal to. I'm going to write 5, and instead of writing an x, I'm going to write 12 minus 2y. So I'm going to have 5 times parenthesis 12 minus 2y. Then I have plus y equals 33. Now I'm going to distribute the 5. 5 times 12 is 60. 5 times negative 2y is minus 10y plus y equals 33. And now we have negative 10y plus y, and that's going to become negative 9y. So we'll have 60 minus 9y equals 33. Now what we can do is we can subtract 60 from both sides. Subtract 60. I'm going to move up over here. So this is going to cancel. We'll have negative 9y. Negative 9y equals 33 minus 60 is negative 27. Now when we divide by negative 9 to solve for y, divide by negative 9, we're going to cancel the negative 9. We get y is equal to, well, negative 27 divided by negative 9 is equal to 3. So y is equal to 3. Now we can take this 3 and put it in for y all the way over here. So since y is equal to 3, we know x is equal to 12 minus 2y. So that's 12 minus 2 times 3. So x is equal to 12 minus 2 times 3 is 6. And so that means that x is equal to, well, 12 minus 6 is 6. So x is equal to 6. All right, this last one here, we're going to solve the linear system. So look, it doesn't look like substitution is going to work here. I don't have a situation where y has a coefficient of 1 or x has a coefficient of 1. And if I divide 4 by 3, I don't get a whole number. If I divide 3 by 4, I don't get a whole number. If I divide 6 by 7, I don't get a whole number. And if I divide 7 by 6, I don't get a whole number. So I think elimination is probably going to work out better here. So let's look at the coefficients of y. I've got a negative 4 and a positive 7. Is there anything I can multiply by negative 4 that would give me negative 7? Because I have a positive 7 here and I want a negative 7. Well, not very easily. There's no whole number that I can multiply by negative 4 to get 7, because 7 is not divisible by 4. Okay, well then let's look at the x's. I've got a 6 and a 3. Is there a number I can multiply by 3 that would give me negative 6? Because this is a positive 6. There sure is. I can multiply 3 times negative 2, and that'll give me negative 6. So I can cancel this positive 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this top equation here by negative 2. Negative 2 here, and multiply by negative 2 here. All right, negative 2. So negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, and then I have an x. Negative 2 times negative 4y is plus 8y equals negative 19 times negative 2 is positive 38. Now I'm just going to bring down this other equation. Bring down the 6x, bring down the plus 7y, and bring down the 37. Okay? And now, negative 6x plus 6x, these are going to cancel each other out. This 8y plus 7y, that's 15y. 38 plus 37, that's equal to 75. Now, if we divide by 15 to cancel the 15 in front of the y, we get y is equal to 75 divided by 15, which is 5. Therefore, y is equal to 5. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take either one of the equations. We'll take this one here, and we're going to plug 5 in for y. So we're going to put a 5 right here in for y. So we'll have 6x plus 7 times 5 equals 37. So we'll have 6x and then plus, this is 35, plus 35 is equal to 37. Let's subtract 35 from both sides. We get 6x, this will cancel. 6x is equal to 37 minus 35 is 2. Divide by 6 on both sides. And we get x is equal to 2 over 6, but that reduces to 1/3. And so x is equal to 1/3. And that's our answer for x and y. And that is our last question on this test review.